Hello YouTube, this is Lugia07 here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a special book for you guys. Normally I don't read books, but since Christmas is coming around the corner, I might as well, read a story. I'll probably be doing story time with you guys, reading a book. Today's book I'm going to be reading is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a retelling of the new animated movie. Yeah, so I know you can pick up this book like on Amazon for $20. So yeah, um, or you can get it at your public library. So I think you can. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the book. Today's book will be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So let's get started. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Susan Corman, illustrated by Roy Richardson, and June Bregman. It's a New York Times book. Christmas was coming soon at the North Pole. All of Santa's helpers were very busy getting ready. The elves were making toys. Rudolph and the other young reindeer were training for the reindeer games. At the games, Santa would choose the strongest and bravest reindeer to draw his sleigh. Rudolph dreamed of becoming one of the flyers who pulled Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve. But Arrow and the other reindeer told Rudolph that with his bright red nose, he would never be a flyer. "Don't listen to them, Rudolph," his best friend Zoe said. "I think your glowing nose makes you special." Santa's helpers couldn't wait for Christmas to arrive, but there was one person at the North Pole who hated Christmas, the evil ice queen Stormella. Several years ago, Stormella closed her ice bridge to Santa's helpers and vowed to punish anyone who stepped across it. As Stormella looked into her snow globe, she laughed wickedly. "This is the year I'll destroy Christmas," she cried. On the day of the games, Reindeer Stadium was crowded with fans. Rudolph was charging down the track, just about to win his sleigh race, when Arrow began to taunt him again. "You'll never be a flyer with a nose that glows," Arrow cried. Rudolph tried to ignore Arrow's mean teasing, but his nose glowed bright red in anger. As Rudolph raced across the finish line, the judges disqualified him. They said that Rudolph had broken the rules with his glowing nose. "I'll never be a flyer now," Rudolph thought, ashamed. He was so upset he ran away from Santa's village. The four sprites of the Northern Lights secretly helped Rudolph as he wandered alone through the cold. They lit up the entrance to a warm cave and helped Rudolph make two kind friends, Siley the fox and a polar bear named Leonard. Back at Santa's village, Santa and Rudolph's parents were very worried about Rudolph. Rudolph's best friend Zoe was worried too. She decided to set out alone to search for him. She was determined to find Rudolph, even if it meant crossing Stormella's ice bridge. Stormella cackled with delight as she saw Zoe stepping across her ice bridge. Stormella and her pack of wolves quickly surrounded Zoe and trapped her. Stormella threw Zoe into the ice dungeon and locked the door. One night, Rudolph stood outside thinking about his family and his friends back home. Suddenly, the four sprites of the Northern Lights danced in the sky above him. "Zoe is in trouble, in terrible danger," they told him. "Only you can help her." "But how?" Rudolph asked. "By using your special nose that glows," the sprites told him. In the morning, Rudolph woke his friends, Siley and Leonard, and told them that he had to leave for Stormella's castle at once. Leonard remembered a secret way to get inside the castle. "No one who goes into Stormella's castle comes out alive," Siley warned his friends. Rudolph knew it was dangerous, but Zoe was his best friend. He had to rescue her. Siley stayed behind as Rudolph and Leonard entered the pitch-black tunnels under Stormella's castle. Rudolph's bright nose lit the way. Soon he and Leonard heard someone singing. It was Zoe. Just then Stormilla discovered the new intruders. She looked Rudolph and Leonard inside the dungeon with Zoe, and then she raced upstairs. It was time for her to ruin Christmas. The wicked ice cream waved her wand and unleashed her stormy masterpiece, a fierce blizzard that swept across the North Pole. Soon Santa's village will be buried under snow, she cried. Rudolph and the others had to find a way to save Christmas, but they were trapped inside Stormella's castle until a surprise visitor appeared. Sally had stolen the key to Stormella's dungeon. He quickly unlocked the door and the prisoners escaped. But before the four friends could get away from the castle, Stormella's wolves tracked them down. Stormella was furious. Who shall I freeze first? She demanded. Then she pointed her snow wand at Zoe. Leave her alone, Rudolph shouted. His nose blazed red, blinding Stormella. She toppled backward over the ledge of the mountain. Rudolph and the others started back towards Santa's village on their way. They met two elves and who had come to look for them. Rudolph was overjoyed to see the elves, Bone and Doggle, but he was still worried about saving Christmas. They had stopped Stormella, but it was too late to stop her terrible storm. Back at Santa's village, Santa was making an announcement. I'm sorry, friends, he said, but I have to cancel Christmas Eve lunch. We can't fly the sleigh in this weather like this. And besides that, he added sadly, Rudolph and Zoe are still missing. Just then Santa noticed a bright red light approaching. Rudolph and Zoe had arrived home safely. As Santa started at Rudolph's glowing nose, he had an idea. Rudolph, with his nose so bright, he asked, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? With Rudolph proudly leading the way, Santa's sleigh scared into the sky. Merry Christmas, Santa called out. Ho, ho, ho. Rudolph's red nose glowed more brightly than a star. It was Christmas Eve, and his dream had come true. He was a flyer at last. The end. And that is the book for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I hope you guys enjoyed the book. I know the book was... I know I messed up on a couple of lines, but that's the book of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a retelling of the new animated movie. I hope you guys liked it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And take care. This is Lugia Daryl signing off.